Hey guys, Jack on Wrist here, back with another video, and in today's video I want to talk about my new Rolex Explorer 114270 and basically why I picked it over other watches, but more importantly why I picked it over the new Rolex 124270, which is of course the new Rolex Explorer 36 model. So in this video I've compiled 5 reasons why I picked this watch over the new model, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. So this is my Rolex Explorer reference 114270. This is from roughly 2007. And let's get right into it. So reason number 1 why I bought this over the new model was simply because of the price. That's the first reason. It's the first reason for a lot of people when contemplating which watch to buy. This watch, simply put, is going to be way cheaper than the newer model. And if you look at the retail price of the new reference, it's going to be about $7,200. And so with taxes, you're looking at about $8 grand, probably a little less, depending on where you live. Of course, that changes. But when looking at this watch, the older reference, you're looking at about $5,000 to $6,000. Of course, it depends on condition, box, papers, warranty from a jeweler, etc. But you're already saving a couple of grand just by going with this watch as opposed to the newer model. And aesthetically, they're going to be very, very similar. So if you just want an Explorer that's going to be rock solid, save a couple grand, get this older reference. The second reason why I bought this Explorer versus the newer model is because of the lug width measurement. Now this watch has a 20mm lug width measurement here as opposed to 19 on the newer model, and that is pretty inconvenient for the new watch. A lot of people have a lot of straps that are in the 20mm size. It's a very common size for most watches, I'd say. And for those of you who have invested heavily in some really nice leather or various straps in that 20mm size, they will not fit your new Rolex Explorer if you buy the newer one. And so for me, that was something I found a little annoying. I do have a fair amount of straps in that 20mm size, and I do plan on putting a lot of different straps on this watch because I think it is very versatile. And so I figured I would save myself some hassle and again, looked at this particular watch because of that 20mm size. The third reason why I bought this watch over the newer model is a personal pet peeve of mine, and that is the fact that the newer Rolex Explorer is not a true 36mm watch. One thing to note about that new watch is that it has actually a 35.4mm measurement from side to side, as opposed to the 36mm that it promotes, which is pretty annoying because it makes the watch a little smaller than you'd actually expect. And personally for me, I have a pretty small wrist, and I really liked the way the traditional 36mm size looked, and so that was another important reason why I wanted this particular watch. As you can see here, I think it looks really nice on my wrist, and I just didn't want it to be any smaller than this. I thought this was a perfect size, and so just something kind of underrated about the new watch that people don't really realize, but that watch is a little smaller than you'd expect. It's not really a 36mm watch. The fourth reason why I picked this watch over the newer reference of the Rolex Explorer is because of the bracelet taper, or rather the lack of bracelet taper on this particular model. One thing very interesting to note about the new watch is that the 19mm lug width actually shortens to about 14mm at the clasp, tapers down very heavily, and honestly when I tried it on in person, the newer model, I did not like that. I thought it made the watch look even smaller than it already looked with that slightly smaller case size, and I really just did not enjoy it. So I think this watch, its proportions are just perfect. It has a very solid looking bracelet. I believe it tapers a little bit, but not nearly as dramatically as the newer model. And the fifth and final reason why I bought this Rolex reference 114270 is because I actually could. I was actually on a wait list for the newer reference for a while, and I decided I would rather just have the older model that I could actually get within days of purchasing it. I kind of got sick of waiting, and I was very unsure about the dimensions and certain aspects of the watch, as you can tell, and I was able to just quickly purchase this model that I found online for a great price from a reputable seller. And here we are. Now I have this watch. So that last reason, a pretty easy one. You actually can buy this one as opposed to having to wait many months, maybe even a year or more for the newer model that, again, in my opinion, just really is not quite the same as this older model. So that is the video. Those are the 5 reasons why I bought this Rolex reference 114270 as opposed to the newer reference, the 124270. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of my reasons. Maybe you think they are sort of nitpicking a little bit at the new model, but personally these are my preferences, and of course you have to make the decision that you're most comfortable with. But again, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm very curious what you guys have to say. And that's pretty much it for this video. So if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.